Ratatouille Easter eggs. Oh my gosh. So you guys know that Ratatouille is part of the Pixar theory. It is a Pixar movie, and there are a lot of amazing Easter eggs. This is probably one of my favorite Pixar films. Also my son's. There was a whole year where this was the only movie he would watch. And also we really like to eat Ratatouille. I like to make it with him. I don't make it the way that Remy makes it. I will be honest with you guys, I don't make it all fancy. I do it very French country style, which is a little bit different, but it's still absolutely delicious. That being said, let's dive right in. Ratatouille. So we start off in the countryside of France, and we see this old TV. We know that Gusteau believes that everyone can cook, and that is how Remy has learned to cook. He's been secretly going into this woman's house and watching Gusteau, and he really believes that he can do this. Anyway, one day while he is in the house with his brother, actually, he gets caught, and the woman shoots up basically her house to shoot the rats. So the whole colony's in the roof, and it comes crashing down. But as you notice in this picture, she's wearing a 1940s gas mask. This was used during World War II. So this leads me to believe that this takes place in the 1950s, 1960s. And there are going to be more clues as we know through the Pixar theory. Anyway, they all escape except Remy ends up separated from his family, and he is in this apartment building and he is starving. So he comes in and he finds food at this party, and as you can see, there are hidden Mickeys within these grapes. Here are just 2 pictures. Now this is a really cool Easter egg. It is a band of the Rats. However, this is a nod to the Firehouse 5+2, which was a band that made up Disney animation animators, including Ward Kimball, Danny Alguier, Harper Golf, Clark Mallory, Monte Montjoy, Ed Penier, and Frank Thomas. And then a few others joined in. We had George Burns, Eddie Forrest, Don Kinch, Jimmy McDonald, George Probert, and Dick Roberts on the banjo. So it's kind of interesting and cool to have this nod to the original Disney animators. Switching gears for a moment, we also have this nod to what we've talked about in the Pixar theory, where, you know, these animals are very intelligent and they find that humans are, should I say, evil? They don't like humans. They are their predators. And so this very much nods to what is spoken in the Pixar theory, which I will link above. Now, here we have him referencing Chef Boyardee. Now, the interesting thing is that Chef Boyardee actually came out in 1928 and found success in grocery stores, and Gusteau wanted to take his 5-star meals to make it relatable for everyone, but he wasn't having the same success. Now, remember when I said earlier in this video that I believed that this took place in the 1950s, 1960s, and that there were references in there? If you look behind Colette and Linguini, you will see the same mime who became a villain in The Incredibles, which takes place in the 1950s. Another Easter egg with the grapes, because it's just easy. And then we have with the pans behind Linguini's head, And notice how all of the rats are cooking, and this becomes La Ratatouille. Remy became famous for serving ratatouille. Now, he serves it in this very beautiful way, right, that everyone loved. Traditionally, it does not look like that. It's more bite-sized, not diced, like quarter-inch square pieces, okay? But it is absolutely delicious, and if you guys want me to do a ratatouille recipe sooner rather than later, let me know. That being said, thank you guys. Alright guys, you made it this far. Go ahead and like the video. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. We will be back tomorrow with Moana. But I also want you guys to comment, would you eat at a restaurant that was run by rats specifically? And I'm only talking like the rats are cooking, right? Like Remy is cooking. Would you eat there? Would you try it? I don't know if I would want to. I'll be honest. I don't know if I want to. But I want to hear your answers, so I will be checking the comment section.